Devils, devils, devils. They're all around us. We cannot often see them, but they're watching us. The book of Daniel in the Bible even calls them the Watchers. In fact, is the world populated by stony beast devils? Are we often, at the most unexpected times, face to face with the devil? In this video, you will see evidence that, in fact, devils have been seeded throughout planet Earth. They may be in your front yard. They could be carved in furniture in your home. They might be up high in a skyscraper, on a ledge, watching you as you walk along with other passers-by on the streets of a major American city. Pore over the evidence presented in this outstanding documentary video, Face to Face with the Devil, and decide for yourself, has the devil truly come down to earth? Are we not face to face with the devil, and are these not close encounters of the unexpected kind? In fact, much of the dark architecture on this planet is consecrated to the devil's work. Freemasons regularly conduct occult rituals in the laying of cornerstones during the first stage of construction of innumerable public buildings. The occult wisdom tells us that serpents, he-goats, dragons, and other horned beasts actually inhabit devils, also called demons. They're seemingly under the purview of the devil himself and under his control and command. It was Albert Pike, 33rd degree, the illustrious former sovereign grand commander of Scottish Rite Freemasonry, who once declared the fealty and loyalty of Masons to Lucifer when he declared that the Masonic religion is maintained in the purity of the Luciferian doctrine. Would it surprise us then to find that many Masonic architecture and structures across this world hide, conceal stony beast, horned devils, and other creatures of the night and from hell? Architecture, of course, according to Manly P. Hall, 33rd degree, in his book, The Secret Destiny of America, architecture is the chosen instrument for the grand design, the building of the perfect world. But is a world populated by devils perfect to you? Well, it is to the devil and to his human agents and spiritual creatures who worship him. And so let us visit the devils that we can find if we simply look close enough. If we do not simply walk on by, but carefully investigate the environment all around us, we may be surprised. They may be lurking in the airport, in churches, in government buildings, and, as I noted, perhaps in your own home or that of your neighbor. We've come first to the he-goat. Many people do not realize that the he-goat is in fact a devilish creature. Of course, it's also simply one of the creatures of nature invented by God. But look at the book of Daniel, and it tells us about the great he-goat that comes in the last days and stamps even upon the holy people, and waxes, that is, became very great in the last days, a sign of the last days empire of Satan. In the 19th century, a Satanist named Eliphas Levi created an idol of the devil in the form of Baphomet, the great goat god. He was worshipped by the Knights Templar and by Gnostics and Satanists, and many say even in the Illuminati systems of today. This foul Luciferian goat god, Baphomet, is worshipped. Notice his androgynous, that is male and female, appearance. The torch of light on his head, the horns that come out of the goat's head. Notice the satanic pentagram, the two serpents coming out of the genital area, and of course the horned goat hooves. Now, it's interesting that Aleister Crowley, known as one of the most vicious and most horrible Satanists of the 20th century, was in fact a man who called himself Baphomet, and in his book, The Book of the Law, published in 1904, Aleister Crowley, the great British Satanist, who once bragged that he was the wickedest man on the planet and self-styled his own being as the Antichrist, signed in that book his name. But it wasn't Aleister Crowley. He signed the name Baphomet, and this was the symbol of the seal of the Grand Master of the OTO, that is a secret satanic organization of which Aleister Crowley was the head. His seal was Baphomet. He was the Grand Master, but what is this strange creature? In fact, it appears to be a cockatrice. Some call it the basilisk. The cockatrice, a serpent that is even mentioned in the Bible as a creature of evil. Baphomet. In the Church of St. Mary in France today, we find this strange character. Is this not Baphomet? And what is he doing in a Christian cathedral? In the United States of America, in the town of New Haven, Connecticut, is one of the most prestigious universities in the world, Yale University. Visit that university, and what do you find in the building that houses the education and sociology departments? Yes, indeed, you find a carving of Baphomet. But this time, Baphomet, well, he's been cleaned up a little bit. He's wearing a three-piece suit, and he's lurking inside the archwork. But nevertheless, look carefully. Look at the horn. Look at the goat's head. It's Baphomet at Yale University. Of course, it is at Yale University where they have the Order of Skull and Bones. And in fact, even the city of New Haven, Connecticut, was originally designed so that the skull and bones in a cemetery would be in the very center of the town, way back in the 18th century. Of course, the skull and bones, as is shown from this page 158 from the book Richardson's Monitor of Freemasonry, an authoritative source, we find that in one of the Masonic rituals, the sacred word of Satan, Abaddon, is expressed, and we see a black and white drawing of the skull and bones. The horns of the devil seem to be, well, let's just say they get around. They're everywhere. And when we see these horns, of course, they can simply be horns of a bull or an oxen or another creature, or of something like this being. This is a recreation from the book of Secret Teachings of All Ages by Manly P. Hall, a 33rd degree Mason. And this is said to be Jupiter, or Pan, the horned goat god. He was also a musician. Oh, he was a flutist. And he was able to lure people with his siren songs played on the flute. Here we have Jupiter, which was his astrological name, or Pan. There are many representations of this Jupiter, this Pan, this Baphomet. We see some of them here. Look at them very carefully. In the Church of Satan that was founded by the high priest Anton LaVey, we find the blonde